So you keep waking up at 4 a.m., not once in a while, but basically every night. You lie there wide awake, wondering what's wrong with you, why you can't fall back asleep, and whether this means you will be tired forever. Most of the time when people look into this, they hear the usual suspects: stress, anxiety, or maybe hormonal imbalances, especially low melatonin. And yes, those are all valid and real contributors. If your mind is racing or your melatonin levels are out of whack, then that can absolutely mess with your sleep. But here's the thing, that explanation only gets you so far, because there's another piece of the puzzle that never really gets talked about, especially when the wake-up time is always around 3 to 4 in the morning. And that piece is your liver. Most people don't realize this, but your liver isn't just doing its job during the day. In fact, some of its most intense work actually happens at night and while you sleep. That's when your whole system is in deep repair mode. You're not eating, you're not moving, and all of your energy can go towards internal cleanup. This includes liver function, so getting rid of toxins, waste products, and chemicals that your body doesn't need. You can actually see an uptick in specific liver enzymes during the night. For example, cytochrome P450 enzymes, which modify toxins to make them more water-soluble in phase 1 detoxification, are especially active from 1 to 3 a.m., and phase 2 pathways, like glucuronidation, are especially active from 2 to 4 a.m. Now here's the important part. If your liver isn't working well, you might wake up at around or right after this time window, so anytime between 3 to 4 a.m., sometimes exactly the same time every night. And this isn't just random, it's a sign that your liver is under stress and cannot keep up with the workload. Many toxins that it processes affect your brain and nervous system, so they will make you feel alert or even wired at a time when you're supposed to be asleep. Let's take excess metals as an example. One of the most common issues here is excess copper. If your body is overloaded with it and it isn't properly being cleared up, it can push your nervous system into overdrive. That's because copper increases the conversion of dopamine to adrenaline, especially noradrenaline. And while noradrenaline is helpful during the day when you need to focus or get moving, you definitely don't want high levels of it floating around in the middle of the night. It makes you feel alert, anxious, and it's almost impossible to fall back asleep. Other metals can do something similar. Mercury, lead, and cadmium can interfere with the way your nervous system functions and how your body manages stress. Some of them can irritate your adrenal glands, others will interfere with neurotransmitters or brain signaling. And all of that can result in shallow sleep or this weird pattern of waking up super early and not knowing what's going on. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying copper or mercury is always the problem. The truth is that it's hard to say which exact toxin or which pathway is giving your liver a hard time. Everyone's toxic load is different and we're all exposed to different things. So not just heavy metals, but also alcohol, medication, environmental chemicals, and even excess hormones. Your liver is designed to handle all of this, but if something's off, even just a little, it can show up in your sleep. So what can you do? Well, instead of only focusing on stress or melatonin, which again are valid but sometimes overemphasized, also take a look at your liver. Understand the different detox phases that it goes through and what you can do to support them naturally. I explain all of this in another video where I also talk about nutrient support and detox symptoms. It's definitely something many people overlook because we all just assume that our liver is working fine. All I can tell you is that many of my students who sign up for my programs have things like chronic fatigue, sleep problems, or similar symptoms. And most of them also have a sluggish liver that isn't keeping up with the demands placed on it. And once you start supporting it and ramp up liver function again, their bodies start eliminating so much junk and it can finally catch a break again. This is just something that I wanted to mention because it can be really helpful for a lot of people who already have the standard stuff covered but are still struggling.